Morning, my name's John with the Pine Tree. I have the great pleasure of being here with George Fry. Hey, George.
Morning, John. How are you?
Here, step in this way just a tiny bit.
Okay.
There, we can get you on camera better.
Sure.
Now, you're running for Angels Camp City Council.
That's right.
Now, this is your second shot at it here?
That's right. I promised the people last year that if I didn't get elected, that I would run again.
All right. Now, let's see. For people who are not familiar with you, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I grew up until I was 14 in Gig Harbor, Washington, and then my dad worked for the U.S. Navy as a civil service employee, and we went to Guam, and I went through high school and the university there.
Wow.
And then after that, I came to the United States, and I got drafted, and I spent 2 years in the Army as an infantry soldier during the Vietnam era. I'm a Vietnam era vet, and then I was working in executive management for Sears for almost 10 years, and I then finally moved to Calaveras County because my neighbors across the street on the island of Guam lived in San Andreas.
Interesting.
So they were kind of like a second set of parents to me, and so I went to work in the Calaveras County Land Use Planning Department, and then I went to school, back to school, and got my master's in urban and rural land use planning from Cal Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
And then I made a career change because I always wanted to work with youth, and so I became a parole agent for the California Youth Authority, and I retired in 1995 from there.
Wow. Now, you've always been on a, you know, one of the things we've always admired of it is you're very active in veteran stuff with the VFW, and you know, I want to applaud you for that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. You know, we have over 200,000 Vietnam veterans in our country that are still homeless, and if I can just help some of them finally come home, I feel like I've really made a big contribution.
Do you sense, and this is segueing off our election topic here for a second, but with the wars that our guys are involved in now or have been recently, do you sense some similarities on their return home?
Absolutely. You know, a lot of my friends know that I have PTSD. I lost my best friend. He and I were drafted and met in the Los Angeles induction station in December 1968, and a malfunctioning hand grenade blew him up. And I never talked to anybody about it for 39 years until 3 years ago. And so I'm just interested in working with people who have PTSD. I go to Palo Alto to the brain injury center there, and you know, the big problem is that when we were in the Army in the 60s, we were draftees, and we had one tour, and that was it. These men and women today, my God, they're on their 4th, 5th, and 6th tours, and that's got to have a tremendous impact on them, their families, their children.
Right. Well, thank you for your service. We'll get back.
Sure.
Now, the issues that are core to the city council race, what do you think people should be looking at?
Well, we need to get the budget. We need to get it in the black.
Right.
You know, and I'm the only candidate that, even though it may not make me popular with some people, I'm the only candidate is advocating for disbanding the police department. And it's nothing personal. It's not about the police officers or anything. But that budget is $1.4 million. And we could contract with the Calaveras County Sheriff's Department, and I've talked with Gary Kuntz, the sheriff-elect. He and I have been friends for over 20 years. And because I'm retired law enforcement, I think I have a pretty good understanding. And we don't need the duplication and the triplication that we currently have with the sheriff's deputies being in our town 24/7, and highway patrol that's in our town 24/7. So I've been looking at municipalities up and down the San Joaquin Valley, and many of them have already gone to contracting and saved a lot of money. And in this town, we could save $1 million and take our $800,000 red figure and make it a $200,000 black figure.
All right. What other issues do you think?
Well, we need to spend more money promoting the branding.
Okay.
The branding leadership program. you know, I spent almost 10 years in for Sears Roebuck and Company in executive management, and you have to spend money to make money, and you can't be short-sighted about that. I also have my own consulting business that I've had for about 8 years now, and I know the importance of you got to put some money up front in order to get some return on it.
Right.
And you have to be also fiscally conservative about doing that. Other issues, the big one of the other big ones is the water and sewer rates. You know, we're sitting on over $6 million reserve fund surplus, and the 2002 water plan that the city adopted is pretty much been taken care of, and we need to, if we're not going to earmark this money, then the state of California, and this is honest, will come in and take all of that money away from us.
Okay.
And we won't be able to do a thing about it. So we need to get a new water plan in place, and we need to seriously analyze how we can reduce the expense. I'm the only person, and I didn't when I looked over my shoulder last year, there was nobody backing me up, but I was able to finally convince the city council in September, after 4 months, in September last year, to reduce the water rates, and they reduced them by $10.52. And I said, that's nice, but it's not enough.
Right, right. All right, just to kind of finish up here then, if people get ready to mark their ballots or absentees or getting ready to go to the polls next week, what do you want them to know?
I want them to know that I've worked in all 4 forms of government and that I'm not a bureaucrat. I never have been a bureaucrat. In fact, having worked in both city, county, state, and federal government in my lifetime, as well as in the private sector for many years, I want them to know that I understand how government operates, and I also understand how you can get things done inside a government. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all of my public service and my private enterprise service to work to help all of the residents of Angels Camp. And I bring to the table all of that, and I bring to the table over 35 years of being in community organizations in Angels Camp and throughout the county. I've been elected to 2 different school boards, so that says something about the people believing and trusting me to do the right thing. And I will do the right thing, and I will do it tirelessly. When I decide to do something, I put all of my energies into it. So I'm asking for your vote on November 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you
Good
very
luck down
much,
the
John.
stretch.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.